I've also seen some sweeps myself where city employees and garbage and other utility vehicles and bulldozers were on the scene, just destroying people's items. And I asked a guy, sir, are you being swept? Like, where are they asking you to go? And he said, I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
2 or 3 weeks ago, the police department came by and he told everybody you have a couple weeks to move out because the people who own the land behind it, where the fence is, they're moving the fence over because that's their property. And I was like, okay, no biggie. I leave to go to my mother's house and come back, my tent's gone. My roommate told me, he tried to call me, but he told me they came in at like 7 o'clock, right after I left, 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and told everybody that you have to be out by 10 o'clock that day. I mean, that was kind of ridiculous. The cop told us one thing, and then the cops came by again. I guess the cops came that day. They moved everybody, told everybody they have to get out. I don't know if they moved, like, I know there's people's stuff that's probably still there. But, if you weren't here, I guess you're going to be out of luck.
City Hall, we have the Monday through Friday wake up, which is not cool because of the fact that a lot of us have health issues, whether it's physical or psychological health issues, and we need to be able to rest because we're not getting that much sleep even at night.
Well, I wanted to stay with my priority. First, it was like 4 minutes to get my stuff, but then I have a load up here, and they're gonna take it around the corner, and then I don't know from there. I just woke up, have a bike missing and stuff, and it's really a hard time for me right now. I really need to get off the street. I need to get indoors. My mental health is deteriorating. I do better indoors, Out here on the street, I'm just falling apart, If I had the help, I could help myself. I just need a little extra help, you know what I'm saying?
So, I had a couple of weeks so I could move stuff, get somewhere to go. I didn't just go, you could probably move around the corner. But I know what they're going to do. They're going to do the same thing they did before, and they're going to make everybody move out of here.
Don't want to disrupt the connection between service providers and the unhoused. And if the unhoused are to be made to move from where they're currently located and residing or staying, they'll be dispersing throughout the community and potentially coming into more contact with other people.
It's hard to have continuity as far as like checking on people, or we'll go out and we'll ask what they need and we'll try and bring it back, but if they're gone, like we had a situation last week where we brought a tent for someone who requested one, and he was gone.
And we're being harassed by cops telling us to get up, move out of the way, or out of the area. And it's the bike cops that come through. They even have on their bikes some kind of siren type deal. It's a really annoying sound, to be honest about it. And they'll like, it's time to wake up and whatever.
It's hard to like check on people or check on their wounds. Oh yeah, there was a gentleman last week who had really bad burns on Banton, which would have been good to check on him this week, but he got moved.
Officers, they're not wearing protective gear. They're not wearing gloves. They're not wearing masks. They're coming into physical contact with people's belongings when they place notices on people's tents or on their shopping carts and things like that. And then when the sweep actually takes effect, they're confiscating people's survival gear. So, that can often include people's wallet or people's identification documents that they will need should they become infected or they become, if they want to qualify for housing services that are available, such as, a FEMA trailer or a motel, if they qualify, they're going to need to be able to prove their identity, and they're not going to be able to.
Whenever there's a mass exodus or any kind of movement, we just come and clean up what's left over.
Yeah, you clean the leftovers. Let them take all their belongings, and whatever they leave, we pile it.
How often are you guys out here?
5 days a week.
Even since COVID?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but we're essential.
Break the the connection between a service provider. And that's something that we see, you know, we might try to get, you know, a certain size pair of pants or a certain food request to a certain person, and if they're not there when we are, it's hard to deliver upon that request. And so I can only imagine that it's going to be more difficult if a whole camp is to be displaced.
Forgive me, what do you mean by sweeps exactly?
Yeah, so with the CDC, they recommend with the coronavirus and everything, and then also with Martin v. Boise, since we have 11,000 homeless people here and only 200 shelter beds, we're not allowed to move.
Right.
So there's that, and then also with the CDC recommendations, they recommend to leave people in their attachments because other things, and a domino effect can then ensue if they are swept.
I think this is sort of a situation where sort of the left hand doesn't really know what the right hand is doing and vice versa. Like when we get a call to come out and pick up after a scene, that's as much as we know.